Good morning. I'm Scott Forcino. I am the associate broker with eXp Realty. I founded PlugIntro to solve the problems for those people who don't have enough local context for them to meet and to provide value outside what they offer within their business. This morning we have with us Debora Manfre, and Debora is going to let us know about herself, her company, mortgage lending, her referral partners, her clients, what's up in this market, the trends, and what are the qualifications. And really, we're going to do this for a year. We're going to learn a lot about mortgages from Debora, and I'm really happy. Good morning, Debora.
Okay, I'm Debora Manfre. I'm a senior loan officer at Roundpoint Mortgage. I've been in the mortgage industry for the past 5 years, and in 2021, I closed a little over 31 million in financing. Last year, I was really happy because I was honored to be named one of the top 50 loan originators for the NAREP. I don't know if you're familiar with NAREP. It's the national,
yes, very familiar.
Yes, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. I ranked it 30th place for the Northeast region, which I was like so excited.
Wow, impressive.
I was very excited because I'm so passionate about the mortgage. I love working with first-time home buyers. So that was something really nice to have it. I was also recognized at Roundpoint Mortgage this year for having so many, which I am, very humble and grateful to have all the positive feedback from my clients for the company. I was recognized as one of the top loan officers for that as well. Like I said, I was born and raised in Brazil. I came here when I was 18 years old, not knowing any English, only speaking Portuguese. I learned Spanish, so I'm fluent in Spanish, Portuguese, and English. And no family, nobody. And for coming here, I lived in Jersey for like about 10 years. Well, we have most of our family there, my husband's family. I'm married today with two beautiful, amazing kids.
Nice.
Yes, I have two beautiful kids. And we moved to Long Island, to New York about 10 years ago.
Powerful. And how long you with Roundpoint? For 5 years?
Yeah, 4 years, about 4 years.
Okay. I know Roundpoint. Are they, are they on Broad Hollow Road?
They were Freedom Mortgage.
Right. And okay, sure.
Roundpoint Mortgage about 8 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Were you at the Atlantic City party?
No.
I was. Yes.
You know what? I never been to Triple Play. Never once.
Well,
everybody goes in December.
You should go. Besides, it's fun. It's a great chance to connect with the people you work with. It's a great chance to meet new people. You don't have to stay out super late. I don't stay out super late. You don't have to do that. And it's, especially this year was valuable because everyone really for the first time got to get out and see people. So that was it was well attended because people wanted to connect.
Yes. Everybody gave me the stories and I was like, next year I'll go. And when it comes close, I feel like I should go, but I never go with just the kids.
Well, this year, I'm sure your friends are going to make you go because you're going to be much more. Listen, at this point through PlugIntro, you're going to have 50, 100 agents that are going to be trying to pick you up to take you there.
That's true.
Because you're going to give them so much value. So tell me, here's the bad word. What is up with rates?
Oh, I know. Rates are the talk of everywhere you go. Rates are up. We all know they will continue. As everybody knows, they will continue to hike. I would say this, when we first started in January, rates were in the low threes, like 3.25. And everybody was, on that bus, like rates are going to go up and they're going to hit 5% by the end of the year. The first quarter, we already over 5%. So due to inflation. So rates definitely, are supposed to be what we hear, continue to go up, close to 7, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Boy. I had a loan in 1999 for 9.25 and I was happy. And I remember when people were fighting for 6s and 7s. You really believe 7?
Well, they're saying that. We're 5, 5.5, like the rates are up. So
what does that do to, let's talk about, we're going to educate people because this PlugIntro platform gives you the chance to let people know more about you in the industry and your services. But what happens with the debt to income when someone is what happens with the numbers? I mean, that means people can afford less of a loan and therefore less of a house.
Yes, absolutely. So the higher the interest rate, the less you're going to qualify. But I would say, like, a lot of people get, oh my gosh, rates. We just got used to have such a low interest rates. The rates of even 5%, they're bad. When I bought my house myself as well, I had a 6% interest rate, and I was so happy. And as long as I tell my buyers, like, as long as you're comfortable with the monthly mortgage payment, that's what it really matters. Because if you look for the perfect time as far as interest rates or the housing pricing, it might never be the perfect time for you. You have to go with the monthly payment. So the definitely that to income ratio, a lot of people that were qualified, and we have to, I would say like about every week I'm touching base with my pre-approved buyers, depending how high the rates jump. When they really jump like a 0.5%, you kind of have to review everything, make sure they still qualify for that. Maybe lower the pre-approval because the rates are going up. That means you qualify for less.
That means fewer buyers are in the market. That means prices of houses have to come down.
Yes, I agree. And they will.
People were expecting, look at these numbers, 20% appreciation, 25. It was, look at Florida, look at places like New York City. It was ridiculous.
Yes. And people are still getting pre-approved, believe it or not,
I'm sure. But I mean, it seems to be their discretionary money, the going out to dinner, the other things you're going to be doing have to stop.
Absolutely. Yes.
Wow. So what happens in a case, I mean, where, I mean, I know there's a huge connection between realtors. I am one. When agents, I mean, how do you make them aware that the house that the buyers were looking at in Christmas is maybe not possible now?
Absolutely. The way I work with my realtors, I am like very like this, where I'm very grateful to work with realtors that I'm close to it, that I have a really good relationship. They know we're sometimes talking Saturday night, Sundays, and I would say once a week going over everybody that's pre-approved, and I touch base with them. I'm very in touch with them. So if it's somebody that I'm like, oh, that person just doesn't qualify for that, I will be letting them know. So that's not wasting anyone's time. But it's all about relationship, right? It's all about communication and really, continue the communication and relationship that you have with your partners.
Absolutely. But, I'm hearing you and I'm thinking of the people who are shopping for homes, which means they don't have one. But what about someone who's pre-approved or getting accepted offer or in a contract if their rate isn't locked? What about that?
I know that's interesting. What lately I've been doing, because depending, that income to ratio, if it's too high or too tight, I am not even wasting time. I have to lock them. I won't. Before, we used to wait a little bit until we receive a title and things like that to make sure the title is clear. And
you can't do that.
Now you cannot do that, because it will be cheaper to just sometimes extending than actually, going from and killing the deal. And I
was surprised. A friend of mine told me he just was paying only $100 a day for a 60-day rate lock. That seems really cheap.
It's cheap, correct. That's what I'm saying. It's way worth it to just lock it right from the beginning with the circumstances that we have right now with the market. Than taking the chance to wait and maybe not qualifying later, or just having a payment that you cannot afford. Because that, when I work with most of my buyers, first-time home buyers. Most of my deals are first-time home buyers. So I'm all about the monthly mortgage payment, not just so the qualification. Like, are you comfortable with that? Like, and that's, I always say to my people that I work, we're best friends until this is done. We're best friends. Like, you cannot hide anything from me. And if you were really not comfortable, tell me, so we don't even move forward. I don't want you spending money on inspection and things like that, and you're going to come back to me. So once they sign contract, I'm like, I don't need it fully executed. Just you sign it. I need that. I can start it. I can lock it, and we push it, to get this done. As long as it's the title we choose, we're closing with no problems. And, at least my buyer is comfortable with the payments.
Well, I mean, yes. So real estate to me is two things. I call it the nuts and bolts, like you just mentioned, with rate locks and underwriting. That's not going to go anywhere. That's just a computer program, really, right? But then there's a relationship. So I'm thinking, if, let's say, you were not involved and a buyer has an agent, an agent has a buyer who's great, really qualifies, but he wants to use some Rocket Mortgage or something.
Mhm.
And in that case, you talk about rate lock and time periods. And what happens when the appraiser doesn't come for a month? Then what?
Usually, I've been locking for at least like 60 days.
No, I'm saying in a case where you have a relationship with your realtor and you're not an 800 number,
Got
but
it.
a buyer that uses Rocket or Quicken or something online, there's no one for them to talk to, and the realtor has no way to help the buyer get an appraisal, because someone could say to you, Deborah, what is going on? It's 6 days. We don't have an appraiser.
Yeah.
And you could get on that.
Get into the management company and follow up. When they're working with big companies like that, they got to go to a 1-800 number, and good luck with that. They got to wait until somebody gets back to them. They work Monday to Friday. That's what they do, like 9 to 5. Last night I worked until almost 9 o'clock talking to people, going over, especially when they get accepted offers and things like that. Well, what's going to be.
It's not even the 9 to 5. It's to try to get them on the phone and talk to someone. They're in another nation. They have no clue. They don't care.
Sometimes different time zone. They don't care. It's totally different. And the rules, every state is different. So New York, especially, we're very different than other states. The way we do here, we got a contract 2 months and then another 30 days. They really we're not educated. So it becomes a problem for a lot of the people.
Well, I mean, that's a good example of how technology and Wall Street money and venture capital and investors are putting themselves in an industry that really probably is not ready for it. Now, you mentioned relationships. I've been using this in other interviews where you have a basketball team of 5 people, and that's really what a transaction is. You got your lawyer, your lender, your realtor, your title, and your insurance, and your home inspector. So it's about a basketball team. Imagine just someone not showing up and you're playing without. That's what you have to have, and you have to have constant communication on the court and in the deal.
And people don't understand the importance of this basketball team. It's really a team where we constantly communicating, like, did the inspection go well? Are we moving forward? Did they sign contract? Are we reaching out to the attorneys? It's really a team. It's very important, especially if you're going through this process for the first time, to work with a team, that they all working together to protect you.
I understand, but you're all playing for the client, and if the client doesn't understand that, if they think they're going to save a quarter point because Quicken Loan or Rocket Mortgage had a $30 million Super Bowl commercial and they could save $1,
I know.
I mean, that's not to mention. I mean, I'll be honest. As if I have listings, so many right now, and if someone comes to me with a Quicken or home loan like that, what am I going to tell the seller? Are you kidding me? We're not doing this.
And I'm going to tell you, you have no idea how many people I come across that are approved to those big companies. And when I ask for the paperwork, they're like, why are you asking me for that? I'm like, are you kidding me? You're putting information, you got a pre-approval. They don't, some people have not even qualified. And they're walking around with a pre-approval because they never really spoke with someone. They just put the information online.
Absolutely. The pre-approval says it's subject to underwriting, which means you have nothing.
Exactly.
But okay, so there's some of the prejudices, and I don't think that that's even a bad word, because I would counsel always a client, let me have my local lender who I could talk to at 9 o'clock at night, and I can hold them to the task. Because if someone asks Deborah, is this guy good? That's true. That's real. Yeah. Versus relying on something way outside your control.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, that's important. And that's a reason why I made PlugIntro, because instead of what usually happens, there's usually 2 things that happen. Realtors are broadcasting their message on social media to people and saying outright, hire me, please give me a chance. It's doesn't look good. And then the lenders and title companies are offering their services and chasing referral partners, but they haven't given enough value. They haven't, yes, they're good at their job, just like you're good at your job. Mm-hmm. But imagine if someone was able to connect meaningfully in a joint effort and co-brand it to the local community and agree. First, you have to agree. You can offer them, but they have to agree that, yes, let's do this together. And Absolutely. That's powerful.
Yes. And you know what it is? I think that I always say, it's all about working genuinely with people that truly, are passionate about what they do. care enough about you. I mean, one of the things that made me very successful in this business, not just meeting people, but also going the step further, educating the whole process. Like I had, sometimes the realtors get offers from other companies and they like, just call Deb and she walk you through having the patient, having the caring, having the understanding that people need, that like hand, holding hand through the process, because they just don't understand how big of the process it is.
Absolutely. And, one thing I've been saying to lenders, especially on these interviews and these broadcasts, is that we all have to watch out, because what you do and I do and the agents you work with do is really not in step with the times. People are getting everything off an app. The young people don't have enough experience and they don't have trust. And they're also almost purposely not listening to anyone older than them who have experience. They want to see for themselves, and they do everything on an app, everything, right? By Amazon or YouTube or anything that way.
That's the new generation. Yeah, everything is the app. Mm-hmm.
Everything. So think about it. Everything we do is all of our trust is under attack. The young people don't have enough experience to believe that Deborah really knows what she's doing. They want, I had a nephew. Everything I said, he was checking and Googling.
I know, that's what I was going to say. So, like the rates, when they hit 5%, even though they're around that, takes a little bit to get to the media and to get to the people. So they're aware and they understand. By then, a lot of the people that I'm working in pre-approval and kind of updating the pre-approvals, they're like, what do you mean rates at 5? I didn't hear that. And I'm like, oh, really? Let's go. 30-year fixed mortgage rate. Put it on Google. We Google everything else. Google so you can see what the rates are today. Don't look at the ads. Look what it's really telling you that. And you're going to know because you Google everything. And they're like, oh, I didn't know. Like, they're like, like a little taken back. And I'm like, just Google. If you don't believe me, if you think I'm lying to you, if it's just my company. It's just that where they are right now.
But someone who's been in the trust business like you or me, I would never check on anyone. If I need braces for my daughter, I would ask my friends whose kids have straight teeth. I mean,
I agree.
I don't want to check around. I don't want to shop. I want to go be real and get the right information.
Yes, you're right. But that's how the new generation, that's how they are. They check everything. They never trust anything that anybody says.
We are in a fight because trust is under attack. All the money on Wall Street, as I said, and all the technology is pulling people away from people. Everything is from the consumer directly to the lender. Look at Zillow. It took away. You don't ask your friend really for an agent as much as you did. Now you're more so saying, hey, who's in this zip code? And then they're pressing 5-6 realtors' faces. And then the next day, the realtors are getting all these notifications. I mean, that's not a way to build trust, just basically randomly reaching people.
Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree.
That's why this opportunity to use this platform, I think, is so important. And that I needed it. I needed a way to meet more people. And I needed a way for them to see that I'm not just going to be talking about myself. I'm going to offer value to them, and I'm going to ask them to join something.
This is a great idea, Scott. This is amazing that you're putting this out to the community, to other people, because you also not just talking about yourself, introducing you, and we all helping each other.
Yeah. Well, it's not about me, of course. It's not even about this Facebook group. It's about how you somewhere will introduce an agent you work with or a plumber and electrician to someone they really could or should know. I will tell you, I'm sure it's true of you, some of the best things in life that I've ever encountered were just meeting people in a way that never would have otherwise happened.
Yeah.
I told you I spent the winter last year in Florida. Here's how that happened. I went to a birthday party in 2019. I met a guy named Derek. So at the party, Derek introduced me to Matt. Matt's the broker of record for EXP. I became friendly with him. I joined EXP. And then the next one whole year went by, and I said to someone, I want to look at Florida because I'm sick of New York and sick of COVID. He goes, you got to talk to Mitch. I talked to Mitch. Mitch says, oh, you don't want to come up by me, Orlando. It's boring. It's all resorts. It's all tourists. Go down this area, Jupiter, West Palm. I call the guy in Jupiter, West Palm, and I said, I want a place. He goes, I got this done. Press the button, press the lease. So if I don't go to that birthday party, I don't do anything positive.
It is amazing. And since you're talking about that, it's just how I came to this country. I was 18. I decided, made a decision. I had one friend here, no family. And I made a decision that I was going to look and really live a better life. Because growing up with a single mom, it was really rough. And from that decision, the life that I have, I would never probably have it if I just, lived in Brazil and stay there. Like my siblings don't have that. So it just one action of just being in the right place at the right time. That's what I say. Everything just happens to you. It always working for your own good. That's what I'm truly believe on that.
I believe it. And I call that serendipity. Now that could work going to a party. However, we can't go to parties every night. We can't. I can't drive in Manhattan and go to a party every night. It would be nice, but I can't. So that means we have to use our digital resources like Facebook. I met you through Facebook. I don't even know how. I have no idea.
Me neither.
Right. But I saw something you posted and I said, well, that makes sense. And a post, let me get on this topic. I love talking about this. People post all day long and it kind of makes me crazy because something that you do, look how much we just talked about rates, and we could talk more about underwriting and, self-employed and first-time buyers and all that. We will over our year-long series. We're going to get deep into you and the lending industry. But what was my point? Posts. So someone posts, a guy yesterday wrote like a book in a post. And I said, look, nobody can read this. No one will read this. Number one. Number two, a post dies at midnight. It's over. Number three, your competition sees your post. So why do you want everyone who's not pulling for you to see what you're doing? Maybe it's good. Maybe they want to copy it. So why not have something private? And lastly, no one says, thank you for that post. We're so appreciative. However, in your PlugIntro Manfre platform, you don't have a post. You have a year to talk about what's important. Plus, you have all the time to meet people. Second, your competition is not here. It's just you. Third, people do appreciate your information because this is a private group. And if they're here, it's like a restaurant like we talked about. They're only there because you invited them or someone else that you invited them. So they're honored, they're complimented, they're included. And last, things you post in PlugIntro stay forever. They're not going to die at midnight. So I realized that we have to do much better. Another thing that's important, I'm glad you do this. Do you normally do videos? Do you normally?
I do. I've been getting to social media a little bit more consistently. It sometimes gets hard. Some weeks are very busy with work. I try to stay consistent. Whatever I do, it is something that I always, be consistent because people want, I feel like now everybody, especially this generation, they want instant results and nothing happens. You found me through Facebook, but I've been doing this consistently, slowly since probably like last year, the beginning or mid of last year. So it takes time to get to the right place or meet the right people and connect. You just have to be consistent. And that's really what it is.
Right. But the problem with Facebook posts or even a video of yourself, oftentimes it's only about you. So you're broadcasting. Whereas if you were to give, and that's what I made up for myself, because I needed to know more people. And I said, if I talk about me, no one's going to care. If I let them talk about themselves and we all work together, that's a chance. And I call this local business media. Social media has gotten not too social. It's there's so much more than really could or should be done. And that's what's powerful. So you told me your market is usually first-time buyers and of course realtors, but what about your other networking efforts, events, conferences?
I do, but I fell into this business about a little over 5 years ago, like I said, and I was a stay-home mom for many years. I stay home. I have 2 kids, and when I got into everything just happened so fast. I had no friends because I had moved to Long Island I've been in Long Island for 10 years, so only 5 years. So I didn't really have many friends. And all of a sudden I was meeting people, going to events and, just networking events and just got so busy. And I really actually started with reverse mortgage. When I started with the company, I started working just as a secretary for few hours a day, 5 hours a day while my kids were in school because my husband also owns a business. So I really, we both own our own business, so we kind of have to, be around the kids. And with that, it was just like, okay, I really love this. I really love helping people, but I don't want to do reverse mortgage. And they're like, probably about 5 months since I started working as a secretary, I got my license and just start meeting people and got into the mortgage. And like, really, I was like, I want to do purchases. I do refis, obviously. I love doing refis as well, but it's just something about it. Working with first time home buyers or people that are buying, selling, it's just very personal to me. And for many, many years, I would like ask why. I love it so much. I would get like, I still, there's clients that I talk to, I cry, depending how emotional they get, in because I speak Spanish and I speak Portuguese, I kind of one shop around for everything, they were like, just, I can relate to being an immigrant. When I purchased my house, it was very, I purchased my home, I was like on my early 20s, and I never really, realized I was young, and I had to learn a lot about myself, my why. Why was it so personal? Because anybody can learn mortgage, anybody can do that, but why? I was just growing without like pretty much just staying home and going to few events. But like you said, every event I attended, it was just opening so many doors so quick. And I was raised in Brazil, and my mom was a single mom, and it was very personal to her, having her home, and I think it became to me. So, and I think I passed that to my clients, and we just we at Roundpoint Mortgage, we have programs just specifically for first time home buyers through the state of New York, which I use. I don't know if you know Sonny Mae, and so many people are so uneducated about it. So many people. It is a great program. I mean, they offer grants. Not everybody, but just the interest rate, like right now, it's about a point lower. So if the rate is 5.25, it's 4.25. It's just really, I have always used, but lately it's just, if you qualify, I'm putting my buyers there. It is a little bit more work, through, because it's through the state, but everything is done in-house. And I say, I'm not afraid of work. We're going to do this because my goal is get you in the best program you can have with the best like monthly payment. My goal is to make sure you satisfy in there and you say, wow, there's nobody else that could go above and beyond thinking, going this ways when the clients have options of maybe paying something up front, the mortgage insurance. I just do it all, and I present to them and I say, you have these options. It doesn't matter to me which way you go. Really, I want you to be aware of that, because when I went through my process, I didn't have that. And I wish, somebody was kind of not only there to walk my hand, but if there were options to kind of guide me and allow me to make my decisions. I don't know what's better for you, but you can decide for yourself if I'm presenting them to you.
Well, you've heard the old expression, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Exactly. And that's, I think that's what, yeah, that's exactly what it really is. But it's very important that I know my why and become just so clear. And that's why I'm like, we're going to be best friends. And a lot of people laugh. I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah, we're going to be. Once you get this house, you're my best friend. So I'm very
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you, you may not know this. I started in 1997. Wow. And there were not a lot of female loan originators. There were not. And I will tell you, the women, you mentioned that the awards you got, the men have stayed the good ones. The women have like shot up, because I'm listening to you, and this is sexist. The women are more nurturing. You're a mom, care, see you through. The guys are not really like that. The guys are doing a great job, but it's not as built in to make sure that, it seems to me, your clients are one of your little ducks in following you to make sure they get across the street.
Yes, absolutely. And I do the same way with my partners, with my realtors. Like, I walk with them. They're very comfortable. Like, I'm very comfortable with the people that I work with. It's just my personality, the way I do it. And like you said, being a woman in the business as a lot of men, it really allows me to have the nurturing, and really caring for them, and allows me to show this to them.
Right. Well, I mean, also the field you're in is a great one, because you're dealing with people, and you're not the bank. There is a bank, and the bank does its job, but really, you can't underwrite a file, but you need to show that people, you need to show people that this is the right place for them based on your program. So you're really representing the bank, and you're really showing care to the people and to the agents that their trust is well placed in you.
Yeah. I really take pride in that.
And that's great, but I look at it, I'm an attorney, so I always look at it the other way too. The problem is someone can attract a buyer away from you and away from your agent if that buyer is just looking for a rate, if they think they could steal a quarter point somewhere, or that's the problem. So trust is so important. You may lose that buyer, but you need to have more and more quality relationships over time. You never know if a realtor leaves the business. I've heard that happen. So, having a platform like this that is your, you were saying, Deborah?
I was saying that it's it's in with me, a lot of people get like, oh, how do you do when people call you for rates? I said, I don't really deal with people like that. They call me for rates. Are you shopping around for rates? I'm like, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't sell. I really don't. I truly care. And I will go above and beyond and give you the best that is available, but I'm not going to sell to you. So if you're really looking for pennies, you're working with the wrong person. Like, you can really go, because I'm not really, I know the kind of people I am working with, and I don't want to work with somebody where they don't trust me. They don't understand that I have the best interest. I tell them, like, I am doing for you as I would do it for myself. I would have done for you.
And those are two different people. People are looking just for $1. They don't even want your help. They think that they're smart enough, they have this covered, and they just want to know your bottom line. And there's, what if the guy's got 620 credit or a guy's got 820 credit? What's, how are you going to, it's very different.
Yeah, absolutely. And they just see what it, like, the little things. They don't understand there's a credit score. They don't understand that it's a down payment, that income ratio, all those things affect them. They should think, oh, I saw this. And somebody told me this. My uncle bought a house 5 years ago, 10 years. Oh, we're in different markets. Okay. Yeah, we're in different markets. So, and sometimes I come across a little tough because, like, I have your best interest. And if I'm being truthful to you, like, I expect you to trust me, because why would I lie to you? But I can tell you whatever I want right now, and I tell this to my people, like, when they call me for pre-approval, oh, what is the rate? I'm like, I can tell you if it's 2% right now. I can lock you at whatever it is at the time. Like, what is that? That's not the point. The point is getting you to that point that you're comfortable throughout the whole process, and making sure your payment and all those, your needs are met in an honest way, in a truthful way.
Mm-hmm. And, that's a good point right there, because whether you go to an attorney or a doctor or an accountant, let's pretend everyone can underwrite equally. Just the insight, the professionalism to discuss rate lock. How many borrowers are in a position right now in America that they haven't even discussed rate lock with their lender, and they are subject to whatever the market bears, and they could even be declined? Think about that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
all my files, all my contracts are coming and locking. Like, and I'm like, I'm just locking and protecting you. If we have to extend it, if I need something, I'll take care of it. Let me do my job. That's what I tell them.
I think in this moving market, locking rates alone is a reason why to select a lender.
Yeah, that is true. I had last week a deal, right? A file that just got in contract, and his DTI was just right there. I work really close with my realtors, and I was like, he's right there. So I was like, and usually we all work as a team. Like, we know who is the attorney. I know everything, beforehand. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and I tell the buyer, like, I need you to sign this contract. Like, the day you get it, sign it and send it to me. Like, I need to. And I was just kind of watching the market because it was like that close. I lock. So the day I got it, I lock. Not even a fully executed contract of sale. I lock it like the next week. Like, I think I locked him on Friday. On Tuesday, that's when I received the fully executed contract of sale. If I had to wait to that, this guy wouldn't qualify anymore. So
Oh, it's even worse. Let's pretend he does qualify. He'd be paying more money for 30 years.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
basically, he might forget your name, but because you did something that other loan officers would not or could not do, maybe other banks don't even allow that. Maybe other banks need a fully executed, which could take another week.
Yeah. And I will say this too, like I close my own, I always get 2-3 referrals from my own clients. A lot of my referrals are from my past clients.
Sure. And that's, back to PlugIntro. I've done the same thing. I've gotten people in business. If you look at the studio I just put together here in our home, we renovated the basement, and I feature the contractor here. He goes, I don't refer me. He goes, do not refer me. I have work until through the summer, because you can't, he goes, I can't do anything. He goes, I can't, it's Saturday and Sunday I'm working. And I said, look, I'm not sorry about that, but because of a positive experience, you feel that you are influential by having the right contractor or the right professional share with someone. Yeah. There's a whole science here. There's a science of referrals. There's a science of,
we have the power to impact people in so many ways. And so many people focus on the money, focus on the numbers, and instead of just really focus on people and how can I do, like, what can I do to assist you? What can I do to help you? Let me, when I'm very give me into the end of the day so I can present everything that you might want with this, yes.
And, we're still all in business. You're still a capitalist. You're still here to make a great career for yourself and your family. But the fact is, if you are in business, you can't be, they call them a secret agent. Now, between social media, and I call this local business media, you have an opportunity to do this at a much greater rate. You can't rely on triple play. You can't rely on going to a party. You can't rely on one referral. That won't do it for you. Even if you got, a bunch of referrals, that's not enough. You have to be able to go out and get your own stuff, but even more so, bring it back like a caveman. Bring it back to the village. That's another good analogy. You bring it back and you say, listen, for you right now, I'm Deborah. I have a place where all the people I know and all my referral partners can gain local exposure. This is you giving back, and your competition isn't. So, our commitment here is to make sure that you look great with your referral partners. And listen, we do the work, and we're proud of it. We've done a nice job, and it's worked for me. I mean, for your agents, it would not be hard for us to get to a few hundred people for each of them and yourself, and give them a tight-knit, committed group of people to conduct their business with, who they trust. And I've gotten referrals. People have thanked me. At some points, even in the evenings, the phone keeps boom, boom, boom. I hear people speaking to each other. It makes me feel good that they never would have known each other.
Yeah, I am grateful for the opportunity that you're giving me, because that is amazing.
No, we're honored to have people like you. I know Roundpoint. I love working in the New York area. I'm listening to you, and I'm impressed, because I like to see how far you've come and made such a solid impact on the Long Island real estate community. Listen, I love the Long Island real estate business community. I love going to the Women's Council. It's a different thing than Westchester or the city. It's really nice. I found they're really nice. And I know some people with these big companies, Coach or Laffey or Signature Properties. It's a great group of people. It's better than local areas I know. It's really good.
And I'm very well known here in Long Island, which I love about it. Living in the island, it's a lot of people know me, and I know a lot of people too. So it seems like a big business, but it's a small. We all know each other.
Well, they used to have really great functions. One was the tech fair. One was the Christmas party. I mean, you had to try to get a ticket in like October for the holiday party.
Not anymore. COVID changed it all.
I know, but we're on the way back. Have you gone to Pink Tie ever?
Yes. Freedom was one of yes. I love Pink Tie. What was last time was 2019. That's when we had it.
I want to say 2019, because they changed over to the Eisenhower. It was at the Crest Hollow.
I was there.
And that was my wife and I love it. I mean, that Crest Hollow was beautiful. Every night was a beautiful weather night. It was fun stuff. Well, I think it might be back this year.
It might be back. I hope so. I'll be there.
I hear it's going to be back. It's going to be back. But again, as great as that is, there's a million people there. You can't talk to everyone, and it's one night. And I got two daughters. If one gets sick or something, my night's over. So you got to always. We don't have a guarantee to do anything.
But that's why the PlugIntro is good, because it allows you to still,
Yeah. And, these videos work for you when you're sleeping.
Yes.
And that's the way of the world. I call it the video canyon, because a lot of people are not doing any video and doing a Facebook Live. People think that that's great. It's not enough. They're not giving anyone anything, and it's gone like that.
Yeah, it's true. Once they turn it off, it's done.
If you're open, I'm really happy that you did this. If you're open to conducting these interviews and affording others the chance to work with you and your branded platforms, we're here. So we'll talk about the next steps of inviting your contacts and giving them the opportunity.
Yes, I'm definitely open for it. And I feel like very honored to just be here and having this opportunity.
Yeah, we're honored too. Listen, it's fun too, right? Isn't it fun? I like meeting people and having a connection.
I love meeting people. Yes, absolutely. Like you said, you go to a party and you don't think anything of it, and you right there bring something else, learn something new, get into different opportunities. Absolutely.
Yeah, I tell you, my first job in a law firm was 1991. That tells you how old I am. And
wow.
We had one of the bosses, and I thought he was a cool guy. And he basically said that he doesn't work. He just plays golf and has lunch. Because he goes, we got some great lawyers here. No one needs me, but I just want to meet the right people in the community and let them know what we offer. He goes, these guys are great. They're fantastic lawyers. That's why they're here. But none of them can go hang out for the day and meet the mayor of the community and meet the people who own big businesses. So that was his job. And that's really your job. Your job is to show how important Roundpoint is and how well the clients and the referral partners can be served.
Yes. For our referral partners, Roundpoint, we have like a marketing person, Jackie, which she's amazing. And she does a lot of, their marketing. We do everything in-house for our partners. They use a lot because with COVID, a lot of people couldn't get out. So you have to market yourself, and you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I know Roundpoint's amongst the best of them. Sure. That's great. But you know what? We're happy to be just even a part of what you offer clients and contacts.
I appreciate it.
Okay. So Deborah, how can we get in touch with you?
So you can reach me at 516-978-6365, which is my cell phone number. It's definitely the best way to reach me, 516-978-6365.